So I'm in San Fran right now. Check this out. That's what the nightlife be like down here. I'm seeing it, you know. Thursday night, people are out there drinking. Well, I'm on a mission. If you don't know why I'm down here, my job is like I'm a writer slash streamer for Magic the Gathering, which is a card game, and there's a big tournament down here. I figured I would come down here and be a good business trip to meet people, and I would come down extra days just to train and hang out and see what's going on. So today last night I got in, I ate in the Chinese district and then did yoga. I woke up today and I did yoga. Really brutal. It was really brutal. I sweat so hard on that mat, and real test of isometric strength and flexibility and holds and stuff like that. Like really good exercise for basketball athletes, I think. I don't know that I could be doing it all the time, but maybe I should. I'm thinking about mixing in yoga once a week to my training regimen. And then tonight I found a gym with some guys, and it was pretty bad. Played with some noobs basically, and played one game they didn't want to play again, so I got a fast break, pull up, net dunk. I hit the one deep jumper I took. I had a nice rondo fake and some other stuff, and I had a reverse where they didn't understand how it went in, you know, crowd reaction or whatever. But again, it was playing against noobs. I thought about recording it, but I was like, this is pointless. Then me and my buddy worked on catch and shoot, going around the world 7 of 11, and we both did it. It took me us both like 6 tries or something like that, which is not very good, but whatever. Sometimes it takes a little while to get your jump shot warm. Then tomorrow, I don't know that I'm going to play. I have plans to do weights in the evening, but if I can, I want to find the best game in the day that I can, and that might mean, we'll see if it ends up happening, but that might mean taking the BART, which is the public transit, up to Berkeley and getting guested into Cal Berkeley and playing. I think that's the biggest college in the Bay Area. I don't know how competitive the pickup would be, but I mean, as far as day games in the Bay Area, it's probably not very good for pickup, like, right? I bet that's the best I could get. So I might go up tomorrow and do that, but I mean, I'm just training out here and seeing different ways that people live, and the first thing I can say is the friends that I'm staying with, you know, they used to be great basketball players, but they have these 9-to-5 jobs, and the problem with these 9-to-5 jobs is you sit in an office chair from 9 to 5. You wait, and you have an hour commute there, hour commute back, and this is the dream. These guys are putting away stacks of money, but their fitness is slipping, and it hasn't been that long. If you go a decade, 2 decades, it's just not going to work. So something about sustainability, if you're into sustainability for your basketball career, is you have to make it. And whatever make it means whatever the hell you want it to mean. But you have to make it. That might mean playing professional basketball, but it might mean have a career that allows you to live as if you're a professional basketball player. I'm living like I'm a professional basketball player. I have 3-4 hours in the evening that's not dedicated to basketball, but the rest of that time is training, even if I don't have the adoring fans and all that. So if you end up getting money, but you have a 9 to 5, you're just not living. Or maybe you are, but the hoop dreams is dead. And if it's otherwise, it'd still be alive, right? So that's something to think about. You gotta make it to college first, or wherever you're at. Get a scholarship from hoops if you can. And then you have to move on from that, whether it's playing pro or becoming a trainer, or just getting some kind of job that's complementary to basketball that lets you stay in shape and keep improving. Because I guarantee you all these guys are thinking back to how good they used to be in college and how good they used to be in high school and how they don't play that much anymore. So those are my thoughts from being down in San Fran, but I got my basketball stuff on me and I'm just, you know, I'm living my dream. So that's energy efficient basketball is what that is. So I'm on a mission, right? I'm on the subway. I think I'm trying to recall because I'm narrating this on Monday after getting back. I think that, yeah, I'm on the BART, which is the public transit, and I'm going I'm going to Berkeley right now to pick up basketball. What's going on? And I want to get warm. Why not? I don't want to just be sitting here. So I'm doing this to show a couple things that I do. The first of all is you really got to ignore the crowd. I feel if you want to succeed, like there's people looking at me on the bus, I look like a crazy homeless person or something. But screw it, none of these people are training, and that's fine. I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to be out here training. If they judge me, I don't care too much. You know, this is gonna get me fresher for my games. I'm gonna be running faster, jumping higher, and all that. As for the science behind this, first of all, there's a massage stick that I bought online. You can get one of these for like 20-30 bucks. Really, really versatile tool. You can jam it in your backpack and take it anywhere. But basically, it does a couple things. The first thing is lymph circulation for fluids and such in your body. This just moves them. The lymph system doesn't have a pump. The pump is the muscles, and this forces muscle contraction, which moves lymph to the lymph drainage or collection ducts or whatever you want to call them, which is makes it healing and all that much faster. It gets the garbage out. It also helps break down fascial adhesions. So lymph is basically a generalized term for fluid, and fascia is a generalized term for the like solid in your muscle, you know, around your muscle. So it breaks down like knots and little scarring and injuries and buildups in your body. Now, the problem with the massage stick is it's not necessarily the most targeted thing. Like, it's pretty good. It helps break down, but if there's like a real hard knot in there, this isn't really going to target it that well. So you need human thumb is really pretty good often. If you can do that or get someone else to do it for you, as you'll see later in the video. But that's definitely the science behind it and the idea for it. And look at this person. I didn't even notice them. They probably didn't even notice me because everybody's thinking about their stuff. So who cares if you're looking crazy on the bus or whatever? Probably not even getting noticed. So that's training all the time. What that is. And that's the science I feel behind this. And I also wanted to show off some stretching that I end up doing on the bus. I ended up stopped doing this because people were looking for seats and my stuff's like taking up seats that people aren't sitting in. So I want to talk about stretching a little bit. You see something that I'm doing here, which I'm actually going to talk to in a doctor visit later in the video with Dr. Chris Baker of a stretch that I'm doing, and I'm going to try doing this in a different way. But basically, like, there's various kinds of stretching, and the idea behind dynamic stretching is to just kind of move the bodies. I want to send my body through its natural range of motions, right? If I can't send my body through these range of motions on the basketball or like just here, I'm not going to be able to do it in the basketball court. So I just want to like more maintenance more than anything, or just to check where I'm injured more than to get some kind of effect out of it, just to know kind of where I'm at, where my body's limits are, what it feels like to move is really what this is about. So I'm doing my calves and my shins and my quads and my hams and my hips and all that. And I'll talk about static stretching and dynamic stretching a bit. You know, I'm still trying to learn more on the matter. Kind of what I've been learning about dynamic stretching, how I'm going to change it is you really want to, or you get a benefit out of like retracting all the way, rather, so like you send it all the way through the range of motion and then back towards like no stretch, right? Rather than going mostly stretched, slightly unstretched, etc. If that makes sense. As for dynamic stretching, I mean that's kind of what yoga is about. But I think rather than like having someone, rather than just doing like a hold where you like pull on your body or whatever, doing it more as like an isometric exercise where you kind of test the limits of your body and you know, get to be really strong at retaining positions and stuff like that. But I'm still working on getting a better understanding of what that's all about. But this is on my way to Berkeley, and y'all can see what goes down at Berkeley. Really fun trip. Really productive. So check it out. So I'm here in the gym. This is what we have. Not the most competitive looking, but probably record it.
with the hat.
Yeah. Nothing
So that was it. Pretty nice facilities out here. Just to give you a quick look of like what it looks like. Hella stories. Lots of stuff going on every level. Nice weight room. Looks like there's like 7 gyms here. But anyways, played 3 games. Won all of them. One of them was close because they were going by 2s and 1s in one of them, which is real streaky. I teamed up with a good shooter, which was good for 2s and 1s because I know how to find them, draw a double team, and they help one pass away every time. So that was a lot of it. I got a lot of layups. I missed both of my long jumpers. I only took 2, but that's not really my style. My style is get to the bucket. As you saw, I got a lot of layups. I'm actually pretty pissed because I had a lot of dunk opportunities and I didn't get them. I got 1. I don't know. The ball was slipping or some shit. I mean, that's not really an excuse. Maybe it's a new place. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I can't. I don't know. I'm pissed off, but I need to go back and practice that. Besides that, my play was pretty excellent. My defense was good. My communication was very good. My teammates were happy. So that's really fun. It's fun to just step in some random gym and shut it down, dominate. But there was a couple. I mean, the players weren't that good. I don't want to hate on them, but I mean, it's Friday during the day. I don't know where I'm going to find a good game. This isn't really better than what I have, really very much worse than what I have access to in Seattle, because I usually just win there to be honest. Not to brag, I just need better competition, right? I'm not playing with serious players, but that's basically it. That's my stop in Berkeley. So I'm in the Oakland Convention Center with my guy Chris Baker. Chris is what are you,
I'm a sports chiropractor.
Chiropractic doctor, okay.
Yeah. So I treat a lot of different athletes and stuff down in San Jose, California. Work on a lot of biomechanical, musculoskeletal injuries here, and Travis, has a lot of different things that he likes to tell people about on stream, especially with his ankle injury and stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of look at it, trying to eval bone spur versus just a lot of scar tissue and knots. Try to look at some of his range of motion. Try to figure out, what kind of things should he do on a daily basis to keep up with it, so he can keep jumping high, keep playing basketball,
pretty much
have longevity.
And Chris is a Magic player as well. So
I play Magic. I play limited only.
And
pretty much.
He works with the team or site that I'm associated with. So he's looking at this for free. Otherwise, I can't really afford this kind of treatment. Yeah. I mean, the PTs that I've worked with in Seattle were like older, and science really changes. So I think that it's good if you can to probably generally work with younger doctors. So I don't know. This is Chris.
So let's check it out. Let's kind of see what we got going on. See if you want to play cameraman.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
So first thing you want to check out, just try to put your both feet up here and kind of sit forward a little bit.
Alright, I'm just going to set this here.
That's good. Alright, so just relax your feet. So first thing, just ankle range of motion, check.
Okay.
So we're going plantar flexion, dorsey.
It's more limited that way.
Yeah. And so
that's where it's limited.
And the ankle joint is designed to be a very mobile joint.
Yeah.
And kind of the joint change theory here, where your knee is supposed to be stable. The hips above it is supposed to be really mobile. And then we get to the core and low back, should be really stable. And it kind of alternates in that pattern all the way up. So what we tend to see is when the ankle's not very mobile, kinetic chain issues, anything across your knee or your hip or back is way more likely to become an issue if you don't start from the ground up.
Sure, so, that makes sense. Focus on the feet. I mean, I was in my room immediately before finding you doing myofascial release on a baseball.
Yep.
For my feet, you know, I figure.
And that's great stuff. I consider that the toothbrush for the human body, right?
Yeah.
If you're brushing your teeth every day to keep plaque off it, because we know if we let it sit there, it turns into an overuse injury or a cavity. Your body works the same way. You overuse it through the movements of walking and playing sports, jumping up and down. Scar tissue builds up just from the response to injury and overstress.
Okay, well, what do you think about right here?
Yeah, so
that's from sprains years ago.
Yeah, so always check on the other side.
Yeah.
It's definitely elevated and raised. So this is actually an interesting, just anatomical site. It's a muscle belly for a muscle called it's just your muscles that extend these toes. So if you extend these toes, there's a muscle here that's activating. It's called the extensor
digitoris or whatever.
Extensor digitorum brevis in particular is like this one. So when I work this through this way, shorten it up, get right on it, and just lengthen it out. Does that hurt at all?
No, that feels fine.
Feels good?
I don't feel any pain, but that's like a lingering. I was wondering if
exactly
that was a thing before that was a thing. So I was wondering if that one thing led to another or whatever.
It can definitely be a cumulative trauma risk factor, meaning it can play a part in it, but it's not the only reason why the other thing came about. The other thing could have been just like you were saying with your shot biomechanics.
Sure, yeah.
Adding to a lot of force through your legs instead of through your elbows. But you can feel the tissue quality is a lot worse here, a lot thicker, more rigid, and a little grittier. So this is an area, it's really hard to get a ball in there and work out. So this is when we do these ART moves where active release technique, you shorten up a tissue, get a tissue contact on it, and I'm not just compressing in, that's kind of uncomfortable. But if you get in just deep enough and then tension across the tissue this way and really shear it open, then you can take it through a full range, and it feels like a comfortable, release.
It feels awesome,
right?
Yeah.
So that's how we're using kind of like my thumb as a snow plow here, and we're trying to plow the snow off, which is just like toothbrushes brushing plaque off.
Presumably I have all this scarring, and that's something that I can should be able to break it up, right?
Exactly. This will break down, and what your goal of it is to break down the excess that builds up after an injury. You want some of it to remain, and the stuff that remains to be more functional in terms of just its structure. Like when you tear a tissue and you get it remodeled, and this stuff fills in, it's like filling in a pothole, but not just haphazardly doing it. So instead of these linear, strong fibers, like the original muscles and tendons, they're like a globular mess, kind of like a spool of yarn that a cat played with.
That's my understanding of why eccentric. So I'm down here in Oakland for this tournament, right? Magic the Gathering tournament, and we're performing out of control. It's 9 rounds. There's 1,600 players. There's 4 of us in the room. I'm 8-1. My brother is 9-0. Other roommate is 8-1. Another roommate is 8-1-1. So we have played 36 rounds, and we have 32 wins, 3 losses, and a draw, which is totally crazy. That's above a 90% win rate, and Magic has a lot of variance, more variance than baseball even, so to sustain this high win rate is really crazy. And I think the way that we're able to do it is our preparation in between rounds. In between rounds, everyone's just mulling around in the crowded 1,600 person hall where there's all this noise, and doing whatever. We all go back to the room as a team, drink water, eat food, have some quiet time to talk about how our last rounds went. And I think this, you see on my channel that a lot of the time I say that you have to remember that you're an athlete first and a basketball player second. Well, as a tournament competitor, we need to remember that I am a mental athlete first and a Magic the Gathering player second. And if I take care of my body, I'm gonna have mental clarity that allows me to use my specific tools to dominate, and that's how we're absolutely killing this tournament. So that's an update. So, conclusion of the trip to Oakland. This is my brother, this is Elliot.
Hello.
We both finished in the top 8 of this Magic the Gathering tournament out of 1,600 players, which is really staggering. Our third roommate, Dylan, and our fourth roommate, who's off, finished 17th and 35th. So something we were doing was right, obviously. And honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with, like, none of us were out drinking. We had infinite bottled water.
Oh yeah.
We were just pounding
fruits, vegetables,
pounding bananas and such, and I think that honestly has a lot to do with it. But the big thing of this is, through this top 8 finish, one, we both got $1,000 out of it, which is, decent chunk of change, but we also both qualified.
Only top 4 get airfare.
We both qualified for this Magic the Gathering Pro Tour.
No, wait. If attendance is 1,200 or more, top 8 finishers earn invitations and airfare.
Sweet. So we have invitations and airfare to Valencia, the two of us together, and that's in what, beginning of 2014. And obviously, I've been meaning to get out to Europe for a long time to go on a basketball mission. So what I'm saying is, one, as Magic the Gathering players, you got to remember that we're mental athletes before we're tournament players or whatever. So prepare accordingly. But two, I have a basketball mission to Europe where I'm going to try to go to some kind of tryout camp or pro camp or whatever and meet European, whatever, over there, because I have an excuse. I'm going to have airfare out there anyways. So obviously, the next 4, 5, 6 months or whatever, going to be really geared up as I train for my Europe trip. So stay tuned for that. Really exciting.